365 days of gratitude has seriously transformed my life from the moment that I started this journey. And this is going to be a real and raw, unedited, untampered with video just to connect with you guys and share why I did this, why it mattered and why it was so important and what has actually happened. Like the story behind why I created this 365 days of thankfulness to transform your world. Each day I've gone through a daily challenge, something written in my journal, and also a personalized journal entry that I have shared very vulnerably with you guys. So it was 360, probably 7 days ago, where I lost elections. I went all in. I wanted to be a councillor for the Fraser Coast Regional Council. And 2 days prior to the counting of the polls, the votes, being in the room, I'll never forget being in the room with the other candidates. And not long before, when I was watching all the counting being done for my division, 2 days prior, a friend died by suicide. Preempt, if this does trigger you, please stop and not watch any further. What I've come to realize is that suicide is increasing, depression and anxiety is increasing, and it's not going down. And just recently, a 14-year-old in my community has died by suicide too. Now, gratitude has been something that has saved me. But more than this, since 2018, when I created my first gratitude journal, I knew I was onto something more powerful, beyond me, beyond my measure, and beyond what has happened for me and around me and within the community. I'm on a massive mission. Let's go back to my friend. Unfortunately, one of the things that he said before he passed was, keep being your best self. Be the best version of yourself, and I'm so proud of you, and I love you, and I always will love you. Those words will echo on. And 2 days after I found out I lost elections, and it felt like my world was crumbling down yet again. I have had a lot of things happen in my life. If you have been following my journey, there has been a lot of stuff around, me falling pregnant at the age of 15, having an abortion. They didn't do it properly, nearly died from that. 19 OD'd, 25 had another abortion. When I got married, I was in a domestic violence relationship. And I know there's been a lot of talks with some particular influencers talking about SA and also abuse. And this is just me to share my light, my story, and also to help those who are going through tragedies, messes, the unpredictability of your own life because you don't know how to control it. It's not within your control. What I'm here to tell you is that you can control your feelings and emotions. You can control how you react, and you can also get yourself into a beautiful state as well. When I lost the elections, I have to say I bounced back pretty quickly, because each time I have been knocked down, and listen, in 2019 to 2020, I always say I had a pre-COVID, before COVID, I had $50 in my bank account. I didn't know how I was going to live. That thought on not being able to provide for my daughter or for my family, there's a lot of shame, there's a lot of embarrassment, there's a lot of things that pop up. But the one thing that kept me going on in this journey and on my journey has been gratitude. I know in 2020 we went through COVID, and I think I was walking around May, June, July of 2020. I was walking 100 Ks a week. And here I am, the founder of Women's Walk and Talk, beating mental health issues and bringing women together. I'm on a massive mission. And so when these things have happened, gratitude has been the thing and the key to unlock that happiness, but also to realize what I have around me rather versus what I don't have around me. And we can get quick into that negative mindset and go, I wish I had this, I want to have this, I want to have that. And it's great to have your wants and needs and your dreams. Like, keep dreaming, keep pursuing that, keep manifesting. It's what helps us to move forward in life, by creating goals, by creating dreams, by manifesting and bringing to life what can be something so magical and so pure. Now, why I wanted to do these 365 days, first reason, and my number one reason, was I just wanted to share. I wanted to see if I could actually do it, number one, because we can get caught up being busy in our own lives, in our own stories, and our own BS on why we can't do things. And I see a lot of people say why they can't do it, or because they don't feel like doing something. What I've realized through this challenge was that with determination, with discipline, and having some sort of structure within your day, or carving out time to do it, you can actually do it. There's no excuses, really. So this was to help me within my business. This was also to inspire my audience. What then I became to realize was that there were people starting to watch and send me messages and send me comments, and actually said that they were waiting for the notification and knew if I was up late, say 11, 12 o'clock at night, and going, "Hey, Alicia, are you okay?" That's when I knew that this was more powerful than me. Let's ramp it back to 2020. So left my corporate job, got into the coaching space. I gave away a lot of little black books of gratitude, and I'm sure if some of my fans do have it, they went around six countries. I gave them away for free. I just wanted to help people to be happy. I gave a lot of stuff for free. I give so much that last year I actually had to take a step back on how much free time I was giving and how much free stuff I was giving away, because I was starting to suffer financially. And then once I realized this, with the 100 journals going out, I started to receive private messages from people saying, I was ready to not be here on earth, and I picked up your journal and I just started to write what I was actually grateful for, and I stopped myself from killing myself. Let's just be real and honest. And that's when I knew I was onto something greater than me. I've been doing business coaching. I did masterminds. I did collaborative books. I have smashed it over the years in terms of what I've been doing in my business, what I've been doing personally. And listen, it has not been easy. And the success you see, like people say I'm successful, I still have a lot that I want to do in this world. Suicide rates aren't going down. Depression, anxiety aren't going down. And my message is only hitting 125,000 people per month. We have billions of people over the world. So I know that I need help. And so from this, and this leads to another promise that I made myself. I made myself a promise in 2023 that I was going to start a gratitude life coaching course. Now, I was at the Kerwin Ray Nail It and Scale It event, and I loved it, absolutely loved it. And I was focusing more on book publishing. However, one of the things that I did for the dog food challenge was I was going to create a life coaching program. I set the bar way high for myself, and I set myself up for failure. I am very good at overachieving, and realized that what I needed to create needed that time and that energy and that space. Hence why 2025 or 24 and 25, I committed to doing 365 days of the videos, because I really want this gratitude life coaching program out there. I really want to create a franchise that helps people to have a do-it-yourself business for people who aspire to be coaches, who aspire to be counselors, psychologists. I'm currently studying my master's in applied positive psychology. And with my master's of applied positive psychology, I've learned so many tools and resources. And I've also learned it through the Coaching Institute as well. And so I feel like I'm doing a disservice by keeping this all within myself and in my heart and in my mind. You could only imagine. It was at first to build my coaching program and business. I started off with Keeping It Real AAW, or my initials to my name. Then I changed it. It evolved to Harvey Bay Coaching. And then I went and evolved into the Gratitude Method. And here I am about to publish the Gratitude Practice, which is the 365 days of videos that I've done. And I have carefully put them into themes. So it's all in order now. And it's amazing because now I have the coaching tool for people. I've learned it from so many resources, from so many faiths, from so many cultures. It's not just, and I say to people, when people say, like, I did get rebaptized, I have Christian traits, but I also believe that all cultures and beliefs serve a purpose here in our world. There are some amazing stories. There are beautiful stories. There's beautiful lessons in every single story we share. And a lot of us do learn a lot of stories from each other. Whether it's stories from today, whether it's stories from the Quran, whether it's stories from the Jews, whether it's the stories from Buddhism, whether it's the stories from Jesus Christ. There is some sort of nugget and learning. And so when people challenge me on my beliefs, my thoughts, what I can't delete and distort and generalize things. I have to embrace every single milestone of my life because I've gone New Agey. I've done a bit of Buddhism. I've done a bit of all, like I said, all religions. And so I say to people, yeah, I'm omnist. I believe that all cultures and religions have a place in this world. There are good and bad in religions. There's good and bad in all cultures. And I use the ones that help me move on forward in life and do good for others as well as good for me. And this personal development journey has seriously opened up my eyes to awaken and to see the beauty that's all around me. So through this 365 days, one of the other things that I wanted to do was I actually wanted to bring more of my personality on the video, because when I first started, and if you have been watching the videos, I tried to be monotoned and go, hi guys, and welcome to today's day. It does not work for me. And what I realized is people know me for my high energy. So it's about me bringing my high energy up through this video so you guys can feel and experience the energy and the positivity that I have. Now, this is where the challenge really comes in, because some days I did not want to show up. I did not want to show up at all. I didn't want to fake it, but I had to fake it to make it as well. So to get to this point, that whole fake it to make it, did have to do that. And I'm not discounting emotions and feelings as well. I felt my feelings, I felt my emotions, and I did what I needed to do to feel those feelings and emotions. So I did that. But it was a challenge. Some days would be busier than others. Some days I would have the morning free and I'd be able to upload it. Right now I'm about to upload the last one. But it was a challenge. It was the biggest challenge. I was traveling. I was going to Bali. I went to Sydney. I went to Melbourne. I think I even went to Brisbane a few times. I still showed up. And I see a lot of people out there not show up because of X, Y, Z. I made a promise to myself and I didn't want to break that promise. And with these 365 days, when I first did my gratitude journal, because this is coming into my 4th year now, I've not missed a day. I think I missed a couple of days last year, but I never missed more than a week, never, because I feel really weird when I haven't done the practice at night. What I've come to realize by doing this as well, and I do have a grateful tattoo on my hand as well, when I'm in the car, I experience gratitude. When I'm walking on the beach, when I wake up in the morning, when I'm having my coffee, each moment is a moment of gratitude. So I'm not just doing it at night. It is now an all-day practice. It started off with three things that I wrote down, to now feeling it, to experiencing it, to saying it, to doing grateful acts, to being kind to others, to saying thank you to others. Not being grateful for not taking things for granted, and actually being grateful for everyone and everything around me. It's been a really joyous experience. I really have met some amazing people in my communities, and I thank you for supporting me and keeping me accountable to me. So there's a level of accountability and responsibility as well. And through that, it was me showing up every single day going, okay, well, I'm responsible for getting this published. And I think I think I missed only one day, and I felt the shame, the guilt, all the feels. And then I just made sure that I'd do it before 12, or maybe I might have got it just after 12. But as long as I was doing one every single day, I kept showing up. I didn't let the one mistake stuff me up and stop. And I see a lot of people do that. Just because you've made one mistake in life doesn't mean that you have to stuff it up for the future and stop it altogether. And I talk a lot about this with people who go through addiction and relapses too. And these are all interconnected with a lot of things in life. Like some of the stuff that I might be sharing with you might be able to help you in business, in life, in relationships, in everything. So just listen to the little messages here because it might link something up for you. Whatever you take from this, I hope you use that in your own world to help you improve so you can be your best self. I love you. So what I also came to realize was, showing up every single day, accountability, responsibility. It was the last bit. It's like a marathon. I have to say, I've ran a marathon. I've done running, and there's a whole journey. You go gung ho at the middle, and then it's cruisy, and then the 3/4 mark. It's like there's this like self sabotage. That's it. That's what I was going to talk about. And I talk about this with addicts as well. We're quick to beat ourselves up and be so hard on ourselves for the one mistake. However, if you look at all the achievements that you've got, it outweighs that one stuff up. And I've helped a lot of addicts who have relapsed and gone, and then they look at it and go, you know what? I never looked at it that way. So like I would say, well, you stuffed up for 6 days here. Like, how's that going for you right now? And I usually get the response, oh, it's going pretty shit. I go, so how long have you been sober for? And I'd hear like a couple of years or a few years. And I go, wow, a few years, that's massive. So you're beating yourself up and gone for a huge bender for 5-6 days instead of looking at the bigger picture and what you've actually achieved. And then the drinking stops or whatever stops. And people then have this realization that it's not serving them a purpose and they're just running an old strategy of whatever had triggered them off would be some sort of feeling, emotion, event that has triggered them off to go into the old habit. And it's figuring out what those triggers are and releasing the emotion. So there was a whole suppression, and it's remembering all of that it's okay to feel so you can heal, which is another thing to do. So feel it, name it, breathe it, and let it go. 90 seconds to process emotion. 5 days of suppressing an emotion with alcohol and feeling even more shit afterwards, because once you get off the alcohol, you feel like absolute crap. So yes, 2018, I know I've digressed. 2020, I've spoken about that. In 2021, I actually ran for federal government, and 24 hours before my public announcement, and this links in with the last story that I talked about, I ended up having a relapse myself. I didn't want to be here. Finding the gratitude in stuff was really, really hard. And this was just before I committed to doing 365 days. I drank and drank and drank. I met and hooked up with some guys that were alcoholics as well, and they just fueled the addiction. So I'd start off with 1 or 2 vodkas. Vodka was my poison. And then by the end of the night, I was having double shots and trying to drink myself to oblivion so I didn't have to wake up the next day. That's a pretty scary place to be in. To not have a sense of purpose, to not have that direction in life, to feel so lost, feel so alone, feel so confused on your identity because you had been groomed to say that you'll be the best leader in this community, and to have that ripped away underneath your feet can be really confronting. And when you had been built up in the coaching world and being given the International Life Coach of the Year, to then have it all fall apart, you go, well, who am I? And what am I supposed to do in this world? And it wasn't until the 22nd of the 12th, 2022, it was a switch for me that I wanted to have more love in my life. I got hurt by someone that I hooked up with. I saw them with a prostitute and I said, I'm not going to drink another drop anymore. And that's how I became sober. I haven't shared that. And if the person ever sees this video, they know who they are. And thank you for helping me. I'm very grateful because I realized that alcohol was no longer serving me. And if I want to find the love of my life and want to filter in this happy, healthy lifestyle, it comes down to me. I'm responsible for the actions, the behaviors, the reactions, and all of that. It's me. So I took responsibility for that. And then that's when I started my 365 days of gratitude. And I found that even on the hardest days, it was so hard to find what I was actually grateful for on the toughest days. Those are the days where you really need to do it, where you really need to funnel in. And sometimes it will just be, I'm grateful I can breathe. The breath of life we take for granted so much. Opening our eyes every single morning is a blessing. Getting up out of bed. I know when I did my marathon, I couldn't walk for 3 days, and getting up out of bed was a blessing. Like I really admire, and I am in admiration and inspiration for those who have disabilities and have something that they can't walk or they can't do something because of their physical capabilities. I admire every and each and single one of you people out there. So yes, after I did that, I decided that I was going to do my sober journey. And then I did last year in 2024 was CC. So I did cigarettes and chocolate. So I finally gave up cigarettes. And that's been a battle. Like addiction's real. There is something with your mind where there's receptors, and when the receptors are all active, there's this urge. I cannot describe the urge of when you want something. When you are addicted with something, there is nothing standing in your way until you have the thing that you are addicted to. Right now, for me, that I'm trying to do it with sugar and realize that sugar is really, really, it's hard. I'm going to say it's really hard. I have sabotaged myself, and I am coming back on the bandwagon to live a healthier lifestyle. But I realize that sugar is a really, really hard addiction for people to get over. Anywho, so 2024 is also when I committed to the 365 days of gratitude. I have learnt so much. I live and breathe it now. I have had so many amazing things happen, and I have more opportunities that are occurring for me because I am appreciative and grateful for every moment and everything that is happening in and around me. The people that I meet, the stories that people share, the smiles. I just got back from Sydney. The smiles, sometimes I forget that I have my Grateful Heart t-shirt on, and I forget that I have that on sometimes, and people go, I love your t-shirt. And you receive smiles back. When you give love, you receive love back. And this is why I love gratitude so much. When you are expressing that and projecting that out, you will receive that back. My life was never like that. I was bullied, I was teased. I was the fat kid that every kid used to tease because I wasn't like everybody else. And I thought there was always something wrong with me. And I used to have a mantra, I hate the world and the world hates me. So no wonder I did all this self-destructive behavior. And I've had to unlearn that. And this is the thing when you're on your personal development journey, and why I created this, because you're unlearning all the conditioning from when you grew up from 0 to 8 years. Through my Bachelor of Teaching, birth to 5 years, 0 to 8 years conditions you for life. So everything you learn of all the external factors around you while your brain is developing, and it still develops up until the age of 25, all of that is conditioning. And then what you start to realize is that the world is really interesting. The world contradicts each other and everything and everyone around. And you start to create the beliefs and the thoughts and the reality that you want to create. And there's a process of unlearning things. There's a process of learning new things. I am a lifelong learner. I've got my Bachelor of Teaching, birth to 5 years. I've got my Cert 4 in fitness, my Diploma of Business, my Cert 4 in training and assessment. I've also done my Masters of Coaching certification. I also am currently doing my Masters of Applied Positive Psychology and hope to achieve my PhD. I've done a lot of short courses. I've done sound therapy. I've done Reiki. I've done shaman. I have done all sorts of new age stuff too. What I've come to realize is that the more that you learn, the more that you see, and the more that you can do and implement in your life. There's a lot of bad out there, and we've got to continue to keep doing good. So keep spreading gratitude and keep spreading that message. I'm just trying to think on what else I could share. I've covered discipline. I've covered, being imperfectly perfect. Now, right at the beginning has been hard because I know with the way that I pronunciate words and sometimes with my speech, I can stumble over my words. I say to a lot of people when I go on stage, I have tongue dyslexia. I used to say that. I'm not saying that as much anymore. And I know it's with the practice of doing these videos or live videos, being on video, and just showing up every single day to practice the art of communication. Communication is so important, and I've been trying to decode the language to help understand others, to help understand myself, and to express myself, and also so others can understand what I'm trying to express, so then that way people can hear and feel what I'm going through. The other things that I have learned is that it has really pushed me out of my comfort zone. It has taught me that discipline is in my life and that I need to incorporate it in more areas of my life. So I sort of contradict myself that I say I have discipline, but there's other areas where there's no discipline, and I've started to pull myself up on my own bullshit stories. And that level of self-awareness, when you start to have that level of self-awareness, that's when things can change and you start to have that evolution for yourself and start to have that transformation for yourself. It's a lot of things that I teach within my coaching practice and with my clients. I did not think I would be here doing a nearly 30-minute video with you guys as well. I usually do very short videos, but I thought this would be a great chance to share the unfiltered, unedited version of me, to share a bit about of what this journey has meant for me. And it's been absolutely wonderful. From this and where I'm going, I will still be doing the daily videos on YouTube. I'm really excited to see what I come up with. I will be creating and have to create time and carve out time on what I'm going to be doing. It will be around gratitude and probably a message for you guys out there. I don't know. Comment, tell me, what would you like to see? How would you like me to do some of these videos? I could do a video on what to be grateful for, or things that I'm grateful for that have happened throughout the day, but I haven't had it drop just yet. But I thought I'd start off with this video first. So yes, I said I was going to drop it today, but I think I'm going to drop it on the first day of my new 365 days. I think that's only fair. So I'll do some little short snippets and then share those little reels out there. And then I'll put the full unedited version on YouTube. So yeah, we're coming up to half an hour. I'm not going to blab too much more because I've shared what I've learned. I've shared a bit of my journey. I've shared more parts of me and who I am and what I'm standing for. It's been a massive journey, especially when you're discovering your identity. And I see a lot of people who are going on their journeys with their business, with their life. You're always learning about your identity. You're peeling the onions of that. You're peeling the layers of that onion and discovering more and more things of who you are and what you believe in and what you stand for and who you want to affiliate with. There's been a lot of people that have come in and out of my life, and as I level up, there's new people that are coming into my life, and I'm very grateful for it. I know that others will filter away, and some people come for a short time and not for a long time. people pleasing has started to be let go a lot more, and I'm starting to really honor my boundaries and what that actually looks like. Rather than saying yes to everything, I'm saying no to a few things too. So I want to say thank you guys so much. It means so much that there's people listening on. I have a massive mission, and that is to spread gratitude worldwide. There's still people that don't know what it is. And whether I do it through my car, through my books, through my videos, whatever avenue I am doing it from, I am targeting any way that I can get it out there. My next steps, I will be franchising. I haven't said it and announced it properly or publicly. This is on the radar now. I want to help other people so they can spread it, become a gratitude coach if they want to, or have the tools and resources within their businesses. If I could share it with everybody, that would be a dream come true. I've got the textbook now. I've got the videos. It's finally coming to fruition. And that dog challenge with Kerr and Ray has finally been completed. You don't understand how much pressure I put on myself because I've always been thinking about it. And in memory of Kerr and Ray, I finally did it. Thank you. It's been one massive journey. Thank you guys for being here, being my supporters. I really, really appreciate it. If you've got any suggestions, want to connect with me, want to work with me, I'm happy to work with you. I do take limited one-on-one clients. I've finally figured out I just know what my capacity is with taking on work at the moment. I think I can only take 2 clients at the moment. And I don't like to do too many more of that because when I connect with someone, I like it to be intimate and also have enough energy to serve the people that come into my proximity. My team is building. I have a personal assistant and I'm very grateful for him and all the work that he does. Thank you, Musa. And I'm grateful for the people that have affiliated with me and continue to grow and develop and come on this journey with me. There are massive things that are in this head. And I know this is only the beginning because I've only just sown this seed here with you guys with 365 days. So it's only the first year and I've got many more years to do it. And I know as I grow and develop those years, it will just become stronger and stronger, like planting a tree. You put the seed in and you let it grow. So I know that I've only just finished this. So I don't know who this will touch, where this will go out, or what's actually going to happen. I want to say thanks God. Thank you, God, for allowing me to spread this message. This message keeps popping up. Universe, Holy Spirit, just keep protecting me. And honestly, to you guys out there, keep making that impact, keep changing that story. And remember, gratitude is the best attitude. Peace out.